Hey folks, it's Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic. No Socks IPA. I gotta get some of this for Steve Robb. Good stuff. What I'm working on today is I got a click and a no start on my backhoe, which I've had for a little while here. Well, every once in a while it'll wind up. And I'm just wondering if it's the starter. And I hooked the wires up like this from where my button was up there. Let's just see. I don't know. It's not clicking in, but one of the things that I was concerned about was, let me show you here. I'll get you in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Up here is the ground wire, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's pretty loose, and there's parts of it broke off. So I think I'm going to take the ground off and clean it up. I'm going to try that first, just for the heck of it. I pounded the starter, and that's not helping it. So after I got this loosened up, I found all these wires all bunched up here outside. The way it looks to me, it looks like somebody tried to cheat when they made this and didn't even put all the wires in it. So I am definitely going to get a new one and get that on before I even continue diagnosing this and trying to figure out what the problem is. So I'm doing a little bit of a visual inspection, and this is actually the wire that goes from the solenoid to the transmission safety switch, and just doing a visual inspection, and then it goes from the safety transmission switch up to the start button. So I just want to show you here what actually, I don't know if you can, I'm pretty sure you can see it. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. I'll put some light on it. But that's what that looks like. So I think we got to replace that wire, because I don't know if that was hitting something or not, but that definitely has to replace. Then I'm going to go over and show you where this wire connects and the other one goes up to the start button. The one that concerns me is that one there. It just seems pretty loose on there, and so I'm going to try and get a better fit on that too. And that wire's bad, so I may replace the whole thing. That's the one I just showed with the split in it. So I got some wiring to do before I even go and do any work in replacing the starter. We'll get these things fixed, the negative cable, this wire, and get a better hookup on here and go from there. Alright, I'm not too sure where we left off the last time. I think I showed you about the bad ground wire and the ground cable, and also the bad wires running from the transmission neutral switch up to the starter push button switch, and also down to the starter. There was a break on it. It's all just crap. So basically what I did, we got a new fancy schmancy good ground cable here. We're going to put that on. Unfortunately, I forgot. That's the bad thing about working out here. I forgot to bring my wire brush. I wanted to clean that up a little bit to get a better ground up there, and I won't be able to do that. So this is just a matter of making a couple wires and getting them hooked up. I'm pretty sure I showed you on the last one. It's the one running from the button down to the neutral switch, and then from the neutral safety switch to the starter. So we're going to replace them. I'll show them to you when they're new and what I did and the best that I did, and then I'll be back. So what I'm doing here is, this is the wire. This is the wire that I'm going to pull. It may be okay, but I can't see down back in there, you know, where it's at. I can't really see till I pull it out what it's going to look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a butt connector on here because I'm replacing both ends of the new wire. So this old wire, I'm just going to put a butt connector on this thing. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fish my wire through using, you know, just with the butt connector, and then cut it off when I get it down there. I'm thinking it'll fit through everything. There's quite a bit of space, but we'll see how it goes. But rather than trying to tape it or fish it back down through there before I pull it, I'm just going to butt connect it and pull it through. So since I'm under here, basically what I wanted to show was, I know my buddy Wyatt, he's working on a truck right now, and he's saying about wires all over and going no place. And well, there's one that sort of broke off. I think it goes down here, but I'm not sure. There's one in here, I think, inside this covering that goes nowhere. That's at least two of them that I found. We have this, which I guess that's just a, I don't even know. It's some kind of connector, I guess, that somebody could put stuff together. There's the wire. That's the one I'm going to work off and pull down through here and see if we get the red to start coming down through, which would be a good thing. Like I said, this one may be good, but there, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there comes my red wire. I'm going to go over to the other side of this linkage. But now I can put on the end down here that I need to go back on my neutral safety switch. So that part worked. And this blue wire, like I mentioned, I didn't know how it was because I couldn't see in there. Well, I guess you can see that. That blue one has been taped and repaired at one time. So at least if nothing else now, we'll have one piece of solid wiring going up to the push button start. What I did was I put new ends on here. They're not the correct ends. I just put them on, and they're tighter than what the other ones were. I'm going to get the correct ones. So I'm going to run my wiring. Yes, there's extra wire here, but I'm going to have to get these right ends. It's a button end on there, and I'm not sure what the end's called that goes on those. So I'm going to have to get those. So I left the wire here. These wires, they were hanging before, so I'm going to let them hang. So basically what I got to do is put the ground wire on, the ground cable on, and see what happens. I'm not happy with that either. I forgot I don't have anything here to really clean it up where the contact is. So I'm going to put it on. We'll just see what happens. It'll all be together, and I hate doing it, but I'm going to have to rip everything sort of apart again, but I don't have the parts. So it is where it is, and it is what it is. So I got the new wire on there at the starter, and it goes back, and as you saw here, I got my negative on. Up there lays my remote start switch. So we'll leave this on and we'll see if it clicks like it used to, or if we actually get it winding over. Now I know the battery is probably sort of dead, but I'm not going to put a jump pack on it. We'll see what the starter does, and if it just clicks, well, we'll put the jump pack on to see if some extra juice will help. But all right, I guess we're ready. Turn the key on. Uh-oh. No, nothing. That ain't good. Well, she has 12.1 volts, so I'm not sure what's going on. Well, all that did no good. I sort of didn't think it would, but I need it replaced anyhow. So now it'll be on to trying to diagnose what else is wrong. I think it's starting to look like it's the starter. So with saying that, I think I'm going to wrap this up. This will be part one, and I guess we'll have a part two and maybe putting the starter in. This is your favorite 98%er on YouTube, Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic, saying just remember, if you can get somebody else to do it, you're probably better off. See you later. So actually, after shutting the camera off, I was sort of just wasn't convinced yet, and I took my remote start that I was using out of the way because this would start down at the starter if I jumped across the starter, but it wouldn't work with the remote. But let's see if this works now like it did earlier. I'm just going to touch the wires. So I guess what that tells you is, be sure to test your equipment. I'm going to put the start button in now and see how many times it'll start. Now once again, this is with a good battery and having the battery pack on it, but I just wanted to show you that. You can't always trust your equipment. So there you go. So I guess the moral of the story here is don't always trust your test equipment. That starter has never sounded that good. I'm going to call it a confirmed fix till now, get the battery totally charged up, and go from there. Alrighty, thanks again.